Good day. I will be discussing on how to use Weka in classification. The content of this PowerPoint was prepared by Dr. Erwin R. Arboleda, Doctor of Engineering. And I am Mark Ryan B. Hermogino from BSECE 3-1 with student number of 2019-11100. I will be reporting the application about Weka. So what is Weka? As we can see here, the right side is the symbol for Weka. Weka is a collection of machine learning algorithms for data mining tasks. It contains tools for data preparation, classification, regression, clustering, association rules mining, and visualization. Found only on the islands of New Zealand, the Weka is a flightless bird with an inquisitive nature. The name is profound like this, and the bird sounds like this. Weka is an open source software issued under the GNU General Public License. Open source meaning it's free and accessible to anyone. So the logo symbolizes a bird. It came from a bird called Weka in New Zealand. An exciting and potentially far-reaching development in computer science is the invention and application of methods of machine learning, ML. This enables a computer program to automatically analyze a large body of data and decide what information is most relevant. The crystallized information then be used to automatically make predictions or to make decisions faster and more accurate. So, in machine learning, we need datasets. The datasets are provided in miscellaneous collections from the website of Weka. So just visit the website of Weka and there will be under the docs and resources, you can see the example of datasets for analysis with Weka are included in the website and can be found in the data folder of the installed software. So for example of miscellaneous collections of datasets, a jar file containing 37 classification problems originally obtained from the UCI repository of machine learning datasets. Next. Now, these are the steps in using the application Weka. So, Weka is a desktop application. It can only be installed in laptops and computers. So there are different steps in using Weka. It saves us time, it helps us become more productive, and especially it helps us produce a research. So the first step is to go onto your browser and search for Weka. Here, I went to my Google browser and the first result showing Weka 3, data mining with open source machine learning. So click on that. After clicking on the result, you will now be prompted in the website of Weka. Weka, machine learning software in Java. So there are tabs for projects, software, book, courses, publication, people, and related. So getting started. So let us get started in installing Weka. First, you need to check the requirements or the system requirements. The following matrix shows which minimum version of Java is necessary to run a specific Weka version. the latest official releases of Java require a Java 8 or later. Note that if you are using Windows and your computer has a display with high pixel density, HIDPI, you may need to use Java 9 or later to avoid problems with inappropriate scaling of Weka's graphical user interfaces. So you may encounter some technical issues if the requirements is not compatible with your computer. So check first the compatibility and system requirements before installing Weka. Next, after checking if it is compatible, you can now download the application. Now, go to Docs, downloading and installing Weka. There are two versions of Weka. Weka 3.8 is the latest stable version, and Weka 3.9 is the development version. New releases of these two versions are normally made once or twice a year. For a bleeding edge, it is also possible to download nightly snapshots of these two versions. The stable version receives only bug fixes and feature upgrades, and that do not break compatibility with its earlier releases. With the development version, you may receive new features that break compatibility with earlier releases. Weka 3.8 and 3.9 feature a package management system that makes it easy for Weka community to add new functionality to Weka. The package management requires internet connection in order to download and install packages. So there are two versions, stable and development version. So we will go for the stable version because to avoid bugs and errors. So go on the stable version. Weka 3.8 is the latest stable version of Weka. This branch of Weka only received bug fixes and updates do not compatibility with earlier 3.5 releases, although major new features are becoming available in packages. There are different options for downloading and installing it in your system. So here are the system there that can download the Weka. It can be in Windows or in Mac OS. So choose if your PC operating system is Windows or Mac. So my operating system is Windows. So I will click on the Windows. Click here to download a self-extracting executable for 64-bit Windows that includes Azul for 64-bit OpenJTK Java VM 11. Weka 3.8.5 Azul Zulu Windows.executable. It is 124.6 megabytes. This executable will install Weka in your program menu. Launching via the program menu or shortcuts will automatically use the included JVM to run Weka. So let's now install Weka in Windows. Here you will be redirected to this page after clicking in the install button. So it will now start to download. After downloading, you need to click the downloaded executable file and install it. Here we can see the Weka 3.8.5 Azul Zulu Windows. This is now the application, but we need to click on the executable file and install it. After installing the application, the website will be updated and it will say thank you for downloading Weka. So you may want to get some updates and news. Just subscribe to their website. Enter your email address. So now, Weka in some computers, it does not show an icon in the desktop. So let's search it in the Windows search bar. Let's first search for Weka and click the app on Weka 3.8.5. That is the version of Weka we installed. So let's now click on that. So you can see here Weka has a package manager that you can use to install many learning schemes and tools. The package manager can be found under the tools menu. So it's a tip from Weka. Let's click OK. Now we are seeing the interface of the application of Weka, the University of Waikato. Weka is a native bird of New Zealand. So Weka is a real bird. This is the actual picture of the bird from New Zealand. It is inspired from a bird. Now, what will we do next? First, we need a data set. Let's get some data sets. So here we have a data set from Cavite Coffee Beans dataset class fixed, and it is in Excel format. I got it from a professor. So the data set includes area, perimeter, equivalent diameter, roundness, and class. So here are the data. Now, the next thing we will do is to convert this Excel file into a CSV file. CSV UTF-8 comes delimited. So we will save as the Excel file to a CSV file. Now, after saving, let's save. We will now see that it made changes. Some features might be lost if you save this workbook in a comma delimited or CVS format. To preserve this feature, save it in an Excel file. So this is what we will see if we converted it. There may be possible data loss. Now, but it's okay. That's what we will be needing in the Weka application. Next, go to the Weka application and go to Tools. Click the ARFF viewer or simply click the shortcut Ctrl plus A. Okay, click the ARF viewer. You will now see a new window opening and click on File. After clicking on File, click on Open. And after Open, search for the folder where you have saved the Excel file and the converted CSV data file. Now, search for the folder where you have saved the CSV. Then, in order to see the file, you need to select the file of type into a CVSE data file or .csv. Now, you can see the CSV file. Let's click on that and click Open. Cavite Coffee Beans dataset class fixed xls2.csv. So here you can see the extension that it is CSV. Now, we have opened the file. This is the CSV file opened in the Weka application. Next step is to go to File. Click Save As or simply Ctrl-Shift-S. Now, we will save this into a ARFF file, ARF file. Okay, let's now save it in the same folder. The Cavite Coffee Beans dataset class fix XLS2 CSV will now be converted into ARF data files. Let's now click on Save. Are you sure now, after clicking on Save, the file is already saved on the folder? We can now exit the window for the viewer. Now, let's go back to the home page of Weka. On the right side, you can see the applications, different Explorer, Experimenter, Knowledge, Flow, and Workbench. First, we will now proceed to Explorer first. Click on Explorer. Now, in the Preprocess tab, click on Open File. It open a set of instances form of. Now, let's go to the folder where we have saved the ARF file or ARF data files and click on it. Click on the Cavite Coffee Beans dataset class and then click Open. Now we can see this class and we can now see the values and statistics for the area, perimeter, equivalent, roundness, and class. So we can see here the nominal, the value. We can also put some filters and we can see the attributes. Here are the attributes. Here is a bar graph. We can see now the classes. Next is to go to the next tab under classified tab. I mean, we can also see the visualize tab. click on Visualize All, and you can see all the attributes, different graphs for area, perimeter, equivalent, roundness, and class. Here are the graphs. Now, let's proceed to the class item. Now, this is the classifier. We can see here the cross-validation folds is 10 and the percentage split is 66%. Now, we will choose a classifier. The default classifier for this app, it shows that it's 0R. So let's try for 0R. Let's click choose 0R and then start. Now, this is the classifier output, the run information. Test mode for 10-fold cross validation. Time taken 0 seconds. So it's very fast. It's just milliseconds, or even microseconds. Correctly classified instances 80, 31.37.25%. And incorrectly classified instances is 175, 68.6275%. So there is a high percentage on the incorrect classified instances. So I think 0R is not a good classifier for this dataset. So let's choose another dataset. Go to the dataset, to the classifier, let's choose. So here we can see different types of classifiers. Let's try them all. No? If you have time, let's just click and select all the classifiers. Upon putting the pointer on the type of classifier, you can see a description of it. A meta-class classifier for handling multi-class datasets with 2 classifiers. Here's a description. This classifier is also capable of applying error-correcting output codes for increasing accuracy. The base classifier must be an updatable classifier. Capabilities of the classifier: class, binary class, missing class values, nominal class. Attributes, binary attributes, empty normal attributes, missing values, normal attributes, numeric attributes, unary attributes. Interfaces, randomizable, updatable classifier. Weight distance handler. Additional, minimum number of instances, 0. So here you can see the information on the multi-class classifier updatable. So we can check on it if it is compatible to what we are finding. So let's click the multi-class classifier updatable and let's try to run. Let's click on start and here's the run information. Multi-class classifier. So let's see. Here is the data presented by. Next, let's try to classify using another classifier, and I've selected the serialized classifier, a wrapper around a serialized classifier model. The classifier loads a serialized model using it to make predictions. Warning. There's warning. Since the serialized model doesn't get changed, cross-validation cannot be used with the classifier. Capabilities, additional, minimum number of instances, 1. So let's try this. Oops, we have an error. Executable evaluate classifier. Problem evaluating classifier. Download files, access is denied. So there are classifiers that will not be able to run or start for the specific dataset. So after several trials, let's search for the right and correct classifier to be used for our datasets, because we need to search. Okay, next. Let's go to the Visualize tab. Here we can see the class roundness equivalent, area perimeter equivalent roundness class. Here is the graphs. Here is the plot size. You can see the matrix panel of this dataset. Okay. Next, we are done. We can save changes and take notes from our data classifier application with the help of the Weka graphical user interface chooser. Okay, let's now exit the application. Yes, are you sure you want to close the window? Yes. Thank you for watching. Here is my references if you want to learn more about Weka application. The YouTube channel is Edwin. Here's the link. And from the Weka, A.B. Frank, Mark A. Hall, and Ian H. Witten in 2016. The Weka Workbench, Online Appendix for Data Mining, Practical Machine Learning Tools and Techniques, Morgan Group 1, 4th edition in 2016. Here also a link. Just search for it and you will learn more. Thank you for watching and God bless. Hope you learned a lot today. I'm Hermogino from BSECE-1. Thank you.